Adam Laurie here, relationship therapist, and today we're going to talk about the cycle of abuse that is often experienced within a toxic relationship. So the cycle, there's three main points that we're going to talk about within the cycle of abuse within a relationship. So let's get straight into it. So the first one is often the tension building phase, where the abuser will start to be more irritable. They will start blaming their partner for things such as things that don't get done, things that they did which they don't want to admit to, so they blame their partners. And also it can get to that stage in the relationship where within the tension building cycle or phase, there will start to be kind of disrespectful things going on, such as name calling, putting their partners down, starting to control their going out, so their comings and goings, who they hang out with, start to question these things. So this is slowly building tension within a relationship. So that is the phase one to look for, is that tension building. So are they changing some kind of way? Usually it's a fair amount of time within a relationship that this stage usually comes up, or is usually starting to be noticed. So irritability, starting to blame the victim for their kind of insecurities, name calling, putting their partners down, generally being very kind of difficult or not as fun to be around because of this kind of disrespectful manner. And then we're going to the second phase, which is when they go into that abusive phase. So the tension has been built, the stage has been set for them to begin to start, maybe whether it's physical abuse, verbal abuse, mentally abusing, it's still abuse, whatever it is. So that's when they start really acting upon those kind of the things that they've been building up to, the things that you kind of expect from someone who is putting their partners down constantly, trying to get that little bit of more control over their partners as time goes by. And when they feel like their partner is broken enough, they can then move into that abuse stage because they feel like there's not going to be any kind of repercussions. And therefore, the victim in this relationship is often really trapped and how to escape from this, and obviously very, very scared in this relationship as well. So after that tension building goes into the abuse, where they start either physically, mentally, or verbally abusing their partners. Now, the third and final stage in this cycle would be what's called the honeymoon stage, or the kind of the come down. And it's when the abusive partner then will beg for forgiveness and promise that they'll never do this kind of thing again, that they can change, they don't want to lose their partner, etc., etc. So this is where they will confuse the abuse victim into believing that they're going to change, and that to make their victim believe that they deserve another chance. But, the victim in this stage is completely broken, and how can they make informed decisions when all they've got is this put down, this judgment all the time, this constantly being monitored, constantly being watched and controlled. So the honeymoon phase as such is where the abuser will, like I said, beg for forgiveness, promise it will never happen again, that they can change, they're going to change, that we're going to be happy, blah, blah, blah. But obviously this cycle goes around again. So when the abuse victim agrees, okay, let's give it another try, I trust you, I know you can be better than this, then that cycle then begin again. So we'll start with the tension building, then into the abuse phase, and then again into the honeymoon. So you can see how it goes in a circle constantly, again and again. Where the only real way out of a relationship that turns into this toxic mess that they're in, is to leave and plan to leave. I'm going to be doing another video on the steps you can take to leave a toxic relationship. because it can be very difficult to leave, because their emotions are so messed about with, they're so kind of damaged, that they're going to have feelings of that kind of love attachment, or that kind of fear of retaliation from the abuser. So fear of physical retaliation, verbal, or even that mental abuse again, if they try to leave. Also, they can feel the shame and guilt, and the abuser in the relationship, they are very, very good, especially narcissists, that will try to make the victim feel the shame and the guilt for what is going on or what is going wrong in this relationship. So they're very good at putting the guilt and the blame and the shame onto their abuse victim. And another big reason why it can often be difficult to leave a toxic relationship is finances. If they have a family together, and the abuse victim, or the abuser, has control of the finances, the abuse victim can often be in a place where it's like, if I leave, where do I go? I have no money, I have no apartment or no house to go to, or you know, in that situation, it can be very difficult. So there's no real wonder why they end up going back again and again, and allowing this cycle to take place. And in some cases, it's been known that a lot of abuse victims actually don't realize that they're in an abusive relationship. Maybe they think it's normal because it's what they've experienced as a child. They've seen this sort of thing happen as a child. So sometimes, as in some cases, there are people that don't even know they're in abusive relationships until they have their close friends, if they have close friends or family, actually tell them this relationship is not healthy, you have to get out, and this is not normal. So often they don't even know that they're in that toxic relationship. So like I said, I'm going to be doing a video soon on the steps you can take to finally leave that relationship and sort of move on from that eventually. So stay tuned. If you haven't already, please subscribe and like this video. It gives us a much better base to then build our videos on and get our community going. So until next time, guys, take care. See you soon.